Hi friends, welcome back to stream today. So we're gonna be doing an art commission that I have taken absolutely forever to get to. And hi Penguin. What are the odds you would notice? But anywho, long story short, it feels like more than half a year at this point of this person waiting. So we're gonna start today at the very least. Obviously, there are some things that I wanted to go over really quick. So first things first, I did indeed finish the website. And that's actually a reason this person has been waiting so long, if I'm going to be completely honest. Let me turn down the music a little bit. If the audio is like weird, let me know. I don't even have my like tracking on today solely so that I can like lock in focus on the artwork here. But yeah, long story short, this person's waited for a while, mostly because I've been trying to get so many things up and running for you guys. Essentially, this year, at least the way I perceive this year, is me like getting my content streamlined. You know, like, cool, I've been doing it for a while, I've tried it, I've gotten used to it, I've enjoyed it. But now I'm kind of at that stage where it's like, let's perfect it. And even though we might not get a perfection, there's an ebb and flow I've been wanting to create so that not only does it get easier to do, but it also becomes more presentable, right? So a large part of me doing this website, for example, was to kind of have a hub that all of my stuff is here. I control what goes here. And while I can be banned or whatever from any other platform, this is the space for me specifically to kind of create my own narrative, if you will. And I can link all my stuff to it. So that's good too. But yeah, so moving on from this, what we're going to be drawing today, if it was kind enough to come up for me, it might not have, and that's okay. But we're going to be drawing a character today for the commission. And yes, it is exactly who you think it is. The first thing I want to do though, and this is kind of like for us to position, is just kind of get an idea of what pose we want to do. There's a lot of inspiration that can be had, so you know we got to go to line of action. It's our place. It's where we always start the art streams because it's just that good, right? Now, like I always complain about at the beginning of an art stream with line of action, is this is the one website where nobody stands like this, nobody looks like this, but the important thing is it's good for getting you in the headspace, okay? The biggest challenge for me as far as this art piece will be is just trying to get used to the body type. I'm used to drawing a lot of very curvy women. I mean, obviously, like, that's a given. And I'm used to drawing, like, men who, you know, are typically average looking, or if I go for, like, the buff drawing, I can kind of pull that off. But this one, it's a little bit more of a woman that is buff, but she still has her figure. So it's going to be a little tricky just because I'm not used to it. But that's no reason to shy away from it. One of the greatest things that I enjoy about commissions personally is taking on the challenge of doing something you've never done before and hoping that, like, you know, you get it to a space where you can still perform, right? So I'm going to leave male and female models on for this just because it would be, well, I think all genders, yeah, there we go. It would be really important for me to kind of like have some variety in how I'm doing things. Now, they're all going to be adults because this character is definitely tall. So I think that makes the most sense. Class mode is crazy. But yeah, we'll leave it at 30 seconds because we just kind of want it to rotate between some options. Because obviously I have my idea of what kind of like poses I would consider doing, but it's important that we kind of look at everything. Just kind of get an idea of what the aim is here. Okay, let's see. And it's a hellhound. I've never drawn a hellhound before, so this ought to be interesting. And then let me check my personal reservoir to see if I have something that I can use. Or that can even give me inspiration, you know? So I like this pose, but it's got an energy that we like. Hi, Wawa. Welcome, welcome as well. Uh, Javelin toss. I mean, okay, there's no description in the commission details that says they need to be like proficient at any martial art. They do look the part, but that doesn't necessarily mean that, they have to be fit per se. They look fit, but it could be any reason. There could be any reason for that. And it's also anime logic as well, right? Completely fine. Don't worry about invites and things like that. Life happens. I completely understand. But yeah, so I have my own Discord, my own like personal Discord that has a bunch of like art commission things that I look at to kind of help me, right? So and for those of you who don't know, because I know we have some new faces in the stream today, I'll give you an idea of what I'm used to so you can understand why I'm looking at reference first, right? So this is my character, and I'm in the middle of drawing this piece. I know I haven't finished yet, don't kill me, but I just need to do her hair. And then once I finish her hair, I might add some more detail to the clothing and everything. There's a lot more that can happen with this piece, but this piece, at least in my head, will take me at least like 30 more hours if I really want to like go crazy. So, but this is kind of what I'm used to drawing, right? Like if we're looking at like the curve structure of everything, like I'm used to drawing the rounds, So drawing muscle has always been a bit of a challenge for me in that regard. But it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Because sometimes I go too muscly, it doesn't have to be like Dragon Ball muscle, but there definitely is definition that needs to be taken into consideration. So that's like the big plan here. Now, once we have kind of a framework, we'll sketch it out just to kind of get an idea of position. And then after that, we'll go. I will see your vision, yeah. I mean, honestly, while it might be my vision, it's also your vision, right? At the end of the day, this is for you. Now, one thing that's important for our fellow artists out there, or anybody who's looking to do it that you haven't really taken commissions before, it is very important to take the commissioner like seriously when they have actual requests and things like that. But one thing you always want to stay very careful with, make sure you finish your vision. Finish the thought that you have. Yes, you might get asked to pivot, and that's okay, but even if you pull up like a different canvas to sketch out what you were trying to do, let the vision flourish so that you can get down everything that you were like going for. Because a lot of the times, a lot of the art pieces that we have, we don't finish. And that's kind of like, I would say, a flaw a lot of us have as artists, but finish the vision, take the feedback, adjust to the feedback. But there are times where people will ask things and they don't know what they want. Should you be in one of those very, very not unique positions, you're just going to have to like edit it on the side. Or you can show them when it's done, or you can request that they wait till it's done, right? It depends on how much time you have. I was given about infinite time for this one. So I'm very lucky in the sense that people are being very, very reasonable with me and the time slots that I have. Because I basically had like no time to do this. And the funniest thing was like, I'm so used to not having a hit on my commission board that like when I got it, I was like, oh crap. I don't actually have the time for this. But it happens. It happens. And that's okay. So at least from what I did talk about, the aim is not necessarily to be like sexy or anything like particular that most people are used to drawing. Sexiness is okay, but from what I understood, the main intention is for the character to present in a very cool way. So I'm going to try to strike a balance in between. Now, because it's a Hellhound, there's a lot of things I could play with. And like I said, I'm probably going to draw the curves first because that's what my brain is used to doing. And then figure out a way to adjust it. I don't even know why this is an option on the... Okay. Sure. And as you can see with some of these poses with line of action, it's like nobody really stands like this, but that's why this is such a good piece for drawing. Because it forces you to do curves that you would never realistically do. So, it's good for that. It's good for that. But okay, so I kind of have one runner-up of a piece that I'm thinking about. Or a pose. When I say piece, I mean a pose right now. But y'all get the picture. Yes, okay. Now, there's also another thing to take into consideration here is personality. I don't have a super ton of detail on the personality of the character. I have guesses that I think are strong guesses. But that also determines how you would draw something. Because now it's like, if I'm drawing a character that feels high and mighty, maybe I'm going to draw them looking down on the canvas, right? Like, think of the canvas as your camera perspective. Or am I going to, so do I make the character aware of the camera, or do I choose not to make them aware? All of these are like decisions that you want to take into consideration. So, in a lot of ways, us picking the position is a very strong decision in itself. And that's also like super important. So we'll play with some ideas first, as soon as I feel like I have enough. I have 2 right now that are like runner-up positions that I want to use. And then we'll mess with both of them after I get a 3rd one. Because like I said, striking that center balance can be tough, but when you do it, it feels great. It feels absolutely fantastic. And, you know, at the end of the day, my main passion is drawing. It is just having the time to draw, at least at the current skill level that I am. Feels like it takes me a significant amount of time. That's what it feels like, but I could be wrong about it too. You know, that's just the feeling, rather. Okay. And then we have poses that are gonna scare me a little bit. Some that, you know, there's gravity things happening, so I have to take that into consideration. How did the body move differently with everything being in this position, right? Oh, but okay. I have some strong options right now. So I think we're going to stick with 4. I have 4. And we're going to give it a go. And like I said, we're going to sketch them out first. So let me take a line of action here. I'm just going to pause it. It's fine. And then we'll go away from the website for now. Now, I make giant canvases. Nobody has to do this, but I like doing this. I'm still kind of a little bit of a traditional artist at heart, so getting used to drawing on things digitally is still a little, you know, I sketch it out like as if it were paper still. I know it's weird, but it's what I do. But okay. So we're gonna go from the more simple poses to more dynamic. Why am I using dynamic poses? Mostly to challenge myself again, like I said. The more dynamic you can be, I think the better your artwork overall will present. But okay, and then let me pull up my reference as well of the character's design. While I don't have to really have the character's like attributes drawn out yet, it is a good idea to just kind of get used to seeing it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for my own sake at this point. But okay. If there's any like weird audio issues or anything, do let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in. If the background music is okay, or you want something more exciting, we can do that. Right now I'm going with royalty-free music, so I don't have to like do any weird string things, but I have no problem putting on something. It just can't be like Nintendo music. I'm not trying to have that fight today. I'm not gonna lie to you. But okay. So we'll just do some quick sketches. Let's see. And I have to fight for my mouse real quick, I think. Okay, we have things happening. There we go. It's my stylus that doesn't want to play ball. Where is my stylus going? This does happen sometimes too, though. But okay, my stylus is here. It's just not like playing nice with me right now. So maybe if I let's see. Okay, we definitely want to make everything black. If I have to reset the program, so be it, but I shouldn't have to. At least I don't think so. But okay, we'll play it safe and we'll just reset the program. It's fine. It's like, as soon as you're ready to get started, Clip Studio kills itself. Alright. Sure. I mean, we don't really need to save it, but sure, let's do that. And then let me come on over here and we'll open that back up. And now we're Gucci. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna open the other one too, just, you know, I always keep an older drawing around just for my own personal, like, hey, if I need to reference a specific thing that I'm used to doing, let me do that. But alright, let us begin. So, like I said, we're going to do some quick sketches, and this is just to get a frame kind of going of like what we could be doing. So this is going to be like a face right here, then we have our nose. And if I need to, this is always good to start because I can like adjust and make the pen smaller if I need to do that. But okay, so we have, this is like a bit of a neck. And then I have an ear around here somewhere. No, this character is not going to have traditional ears. They seem to have like a beast ears for the most part. So the human ear is solely there just for me to kind of have an idea of space, where things are. And you know, we can just put it like, there's supposed to be a mouth somewhere there. But okay. So this is roughly where the head would be. If we went with this one. And we would be looking this way, right? And then we have shoulders. Now the shoulders would be very broad, I think, to keep that like at a buff. And then we would do something along the lines of this. Okay. And our neckline would be like, well, not our neckline, but you get the picture. The character is, let's see. I think they're pretty sized. Okay, so we'll stick the breast in here just so I can get in a good guess of space. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just need it to like exist somewhere, or how big it relatively could be. And then we'd have like a break here. Okay. And then I think having the hand come over would be nice. So this is where the hand would be. And the breast would probably cover that part of the arm. And this arm would be doing a lot of lifting work. I'll zoom out a little bit. The thing with like anime style, a lot of the times I notice is the hair actually like makes the head look bigger. So I also have this bad habit of drawing too big, but I thought my canvas is a little bit bigger than it actually is, so we'll just shrink that, that's fine. That's the one thing I do like about digital, is you can kind of do that. Okay. And then we have this. So this is the part that wouldn't stay, because technically the body would not be this curvaceous. Here it would be more defined. So something like that. And then we would have our thighs coming into it. Because this is more like the characters sitting, right? But they're like sitting kind of to the side. So our legs would be like doing things in this way. It's also good just for warming up, but okay. So that's kind of our first pose, which it'll be like a sit. Maybe sitting on something, they'd be looking off in the distance at something. But this is more like the character is not aware that they are on the camera, so to speak. So this picture would be focused a lot more on kind of capturing an emotion from the character, I think. So like, is the character happy? Are they sad? What am I trying to convey in that regard, right? Now, if we move on to the next one, we'll do a quick sketch for that. This one's a lot more elegant, but we would be in a similar position where we're kind of capturing the emotion of whatever emotion we're intending for the character to feel. So we'd have our head like here, and then let's go with that. I like this one just because of like how majestic it kind of comes off, but assuming the character floats, I don't really know if hellhounds do that. But you know, I'm sure I'll find out by the end of this. And then we'd have our brush come in about here. So this is kind of like on the side. This is a side body profile. And then we'd break into the legs. But because of the perspective, the thighs would actually show differently. And I switched the eraser by accident. That is my bad. And the leg would go somewhere about down there, right? But then we would draw the other cheek too, because the other butt is still there, part of the butt. And then this leg would probably poke out a little bit more because of the perspective. So it'd be more like that. And then we could have the leg bend, or we could have that also go out, but maybe bending is more interesting. And then we have somewhere for this arm to go. So realistically, we could rest the hand somewhere down here. And then we could do something completely different with the other hand. We could literally be lazy about it, or we could have it like reach out to something. You know, like maybe there's like a little butterfly here, and it's like reaching out to that. And then that's what the character is looking at, right? That face is crazy. It'd be more like right there. And then we could have the hair like flow a certain way. So that's an idea too. And then let's look at our third option. I'm feeling like the third option might be stronger, at least for the way this character is presented, but we'll find out. Let's see. So the royalty-free music feels very like Disney energy to me. And our eyes would be up here. So the character would be like looking down. Now again, perspective be perspective, so it's gonna be a couple weird shapes here, but that's just how it is. And then we'd have this coming. But it would be clear that the body is like moving in this direction. Yeah, this is like some save the world like actual music right now. It makes me want to put on a better song, but imagine trying to stay focused. I mean, I wish I could play like actually really good music, but you know, I guess I could. It's not super difficult to just tell like YouTube or something to, hey, just turn this off. And then let's shrink this a little bit more so we have an idea of where things are going. Then we'd have like a thigh come into play somewhere around here. Okay, so somewhere here, leg things are happening. But the body would be coming to a close, right? And I like this one mostly just because the character would be looking this way, but mildly also at the camera. And then I could just have the other hand do literally anything else. I know the sketchy part of it seems really lazy. Some people's quote-unquote sketches are like full art pieces. I wouldn't call them sketches, but that's what they say they are. That's what they say. Okay, I kind of can't take the, like... I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's too commercial vibey for me. For me, okay? We're just gonna do, like, some P3 or something. I don't... Literally anything else at this point. Because I couldn't. I just could not be asked. You know? Okay. Well, y'all hear this one from me too much already. Yeah, there we go. And like I said, if it's too loud, you can tell me, but this is better for my soul right now, okay? Sorry, not sorry. Like, actually with that. But okay. And then we do the last one. Now, I'm not like a... This is a full body drawing. So it is important that I keep that in mind, that I do want to have the full body showing all the time. Okay. So our head could be here. And this one you can kind of do both. You can have the character look at the camera, or they can like focus on something else. The only thing about this one is it's less cool, I feel like, and it's more stylized. I don't want to say like fetishized, but it seems like that's more the vibe for this pose. Because I'm showing off a lot of the body in this, but... I'm sure there are creative ways to remix it still for the purpose that we want. But this one's also interesting because it takes my problem area into consideration of making it more tricky. Because now the stomach is like, it's laid down. Because this would be a laying pose. But I think I'm feeling strongly about this one though. And like I said, sometimes the strongly feeling is more about like, did it challenge me? And if it did challenge me, how hard did I want the challenge to be and why? Because sometimes there have literally been commissions where like I'm doing them and I'm like, oh crap, I don't know what to do anymore. But I'm going to try to have this one done within a reasonable time. Even if I don't finish it on stream. I do want to get this, like, done pretty soon. I was actually supposed to stream it last time, but the Palworld, the draw was too strong for me. And then up here we'd have, like, the leg doing things. So, I'm not really a foot person, but this would be that kind of drawing at this point. Because it's like maybe the person's kicking the camera, or they're like kicking at something. Dog champ, yeah. So there's a lot we can play with here. And this one's kind of like got the hair flowing down. But okay. So out of all of these, I think I would like to maybe try the laying one. And if I need to, I will find appropriate reference to like help guide my hand here. But out of those four, and I spend a lot of time doing this, by the way, where like I'll pick something that is clearly difficult for me to do, but it's dynamic. Because I want to be better at making dynamic work. So the only way to do it is to try it, right? Now, have I had times where I make something and the person's like, I don't want that, try again? Yeah, absolutely. But the important thing is that you gave it a good shot. So we're going to do that. We're going to give it a shot. Okay, first thing I'm going to do though is going to make the canvas bigger, because this ain't enough. I think I make them way bigger than this, so I don't know what happened here, but I think I just gotta edit. Canvas properties, yeah. What is this? This is nothing. Okay. I think that's better for me. And then we'll stick with like a light green. The character is green, so I'm just getting my brain in that thought process. It don't gotta be that green though. That's a lot of green. That's a lot of green. Hold on. I'm gonna turn that down some. Maybe like that. Yeah. Okay, I can work with this. And how much more space do we have? So much. Okay. And let's pull this back over. Alright, I've made something mad. Oh, it's because I'm not on a layer. Got it. I don't really need the layers I just made, so I'll probably delete those. Because I got my sketch off. So we'll start with the face. I don't want to go too crazy on the face, but I'm going to start with it anyway, just because if there's one thing I've learned in this life, and somebody kind of gave me this tip a long time ago too, when you draw the face first, it kind of like pulls together the rest of the piece. I don't know why that is, but that's just kind of how it feels. Okay, so this is kind of where my line is. And then I want to go ahead. Alright, let us do it. Let me make this bigger for me personally. Oops, okay. That's what I'm looking at, got it. Alright, I'm going for it. Now, I do apologize if you're messaging me from a different platform today. Because of where I need to put my art reference, I'm not super looking at OBS. But I do have Twitch open on my other monitor. So if you know, I'll eventually see something you say. Eventually. And we would have right here if it was like a human, but... Let me pull that up again. Yeah. The character seems kind of serious, so we'll take that into consideration too. This is such a good song, by the way. What I should have asked is, does the character have fangs? That's what I really should have asked. But it is like a dog, so... Well, somewhat. I think I'll just put a fang there for now. Just to soothe my, like, brain's attitude about it. And then we won't put too much emphasis on the mouth until I know what I'm really going to put there. But okay. Then what kind of nose are we playing with here? Okay. Standard anime nose, nothing crazy. Okay. And we have the eyes. So this is kind of where it's a little tricky. I'm used to drawing like very pretty eyes. I don't necessarily think this character having very pretty eyes is going to be an issue, but I'll know soon enough. But I'm just going to draw it for now. Okay, we have a little bit, just a little sharp. It's kind of like this, yeah. And I can reduce some of this noise here. Okay. Yeah, we'll come back and improve on it. I just kind of want to have something there for now. Helps with the mindset. And then I kind of want the character to be looking at us, you know. Brings them into the picture a little bit. They seem to have like a ring eye though. And then they have one of these. Yeah, okay. We'll gloss it up a little bit. If I need to change it, I'll change it. Some of that's good. I like my thick eyebrows. Everybody doesn't have thick eyebrows though. Ronima's eyebrows are like super freaking thick though. That's just how it is. There's a lot of things on her that are like that though. It doesn't seem to have any beauty marks. There are like freckles going on, but I don't think I need to worry about that until I actually have like some other stuff going on. Just so I don't accidentally just start putting ears on there. I want to get rid of that. Okay, let's see here. I'm like going back and forth between VGens just so I'm like, okay, wait, what is this? What does this look like? And I'm like, oh yeah. Alright, cool. And then we can do the actual eyebrow. So let's see how we want to do that. They do have like a somewhat thick eyebrow, so I do still get to play with it a little bit. Some of the stuff I have to think about because I'm looking at the other artist reference that was made and I'm like, okay, I need to consider what's the stylistic choice versus what is actually the intention. Okay. The clothes, I see. Alright, we got a little bit of like a JoJo looking hat, but we'll figure that out. We will figure that out, don't worry. And then they're gonna have one of those. Okay, that's fine. Music is fire, honestly. Okay, I kind of know what I want to do. So first, we'll start by adding some of that hair. I think. Well, no, I should probably not do that yet. I'll try to be smart and not do that. This is kind of what the eyebrows like. It's an interesting shape, but and then we have some more curve back here. Now we can shrink it a little bit. The digital art perks be like. Now that I think about it, yeah, this is just the sketch, so I probably will. At least do it the way I was going to. Okay. Oh, it's mad about something. I was trying to figure out why. That's why. He's asking me questions. Time to lurk. Thank you, thank you. Lurks are always appreciated, of course. I'm just getting myself into the groove as I draw a new character. Okay, and we want to go ahead and pull our neck into the game here. I hover over areas a lot before I like commit to them. It's like a mental thing I'm doing in my head, where I'm like spacing stuff out. I need more neck in here though, yeah. Somewhere in between there, I think is where I want the neck to be. Okay. And the shoulders need to be very, very broad for this. Because like I said, they're very fit looking, so I'm gonna make sure I get that right. Okay. This is our framework. And then the other eye would be, let's see, about here. But some of this is going to be covered up. And then we probably have a sharper, probably something like that. It would be angled a little bit better than that though. Okay, maybe somewhere about there. Maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, okay. I think there would make sense. Okay, we'll leave that alone for now. Let me go ahead and pull the hair into this. Because there's like a nice big spot right here. Like I said, most of that was going to cover the eye anyway. And then we have a strand over here. And I'll probably go back and make that look a little better too. I always sketch it out and then I draw on top of it anyway, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. Okay, and then we would have our hair up here. Because you want to have the hairline kind of come from the same place. At least that's how I like to do mine. The other artists didn't really do that too much, but that's how I like to do it. Because realistically, where your hair comes from is typically the same spot. Oh, this song's fire. And then this kind of dips a little bit lower. Then we have that. Okay. No, that's not as long, bro. That one peeks out a little bit. Okay, so just erase some things here. Alright, I'm gonna definitely have to straighten that up some. And to add more flow here as well. Okay. That's where the hair would be going. What's interesting is this strand here actually covers that one. Yeah, I'll probably take some creative liberties on how the hair is structured after I kind of know what we're looking like. Especially because of the angle there. So our hairline is up here. Yeah, so we'd want it in relatively the same spot. Okay. Okay. And let me see. Okay, let me do this. 3, and there's 2 over here. Just so I can remember for later. And then we probably want to pull this back more. Which means some more of the eye would show around there. Okay. And that's just the general framework of where the hair would be moving, or how the hair would be moving, I think. And then we want to get our ears in here. There's a whole thing up there as well. I didn't even see that. But okay, let's go ahead and grab that. Kind of like that. I forget the name for it right now, though. And the ears are a little bit inward. They're very sharp. But I guess that's the point of like the Hellhound aesthetic. You know what? I think these being sharper would make more sense for the aesthetic also. But we're not going to do too many creative liberties until we actually, like, get through a decent chunk of what the vision is. But this is fine, I think. And then we'd have the rest of the hair come in. But we probably don't want to do too much on that yet. There's also something I did not think about. There's chest hair. That can be a blessing or a curse. Not sure which one that's going to be yet, but we'll find out. Okay. And the hair up here. Alright, so that would be kind of... About there, yeah. Now we still want to have like the hairline connect. Let me just pull it in like that. And then if you want to look at the back of the hair. Okay. It's a little freeform after that. So I can kind of get away with pulling that in more. Okay. No worries, friends. We're going to redraw this bit anyway. This is just getting us used to the shapes that we're going to be playing with. Like I said, we're going to have broad shoulders. So realistically, if we're going to play with anything, I would say being like the focal point of sexy, we're probably going to lean towards it being the shoulders. Just because of the way the body is going to be positioned. The upper half is going to have to be the most appealing. At least that's my thoughts right now. That could change though. We're kind of looking at this, yeah. And this hair needs to be pulled back a little bit. But okay. So we'd probably have it about there. Okay. I think what I'll start doing on the second, like, on the redraw, I kind of get an idea now. So the other artists, their style is more, like, it's kind of fiery from the get-go. I don't know if that makes any sense to you at all, but that's kind of why I'm having, like, a bit of a struggle, like, mimicking it. So I'm gonna use, like, my own thing once we get to it, but I kind of see now. I kind of see now how they're doing things. I understand it a little bit better, for ease of way to say this. Most of the time it's easier, I feel like, to draw from something else that isn't like the other the other artists usually, but it's okay. You work with what you got. So we're looking about here. And then we have, this is where the breasts come in. Now, so this is also kind of tricky too. The outfit that I was given to draw this is actually going to be like bandages and stuff. So there's a certain way I have to kind of structure the shapes. Because if the breasts go here, and we're going to have hair, I also might need to take the hair into consideration. But we'll see when we get there. Right now, let me just, So the breast would be coming around this angle. And they would be leaving around this angle. So it'd be about around this ballpark to keep size consistency. And then the stomach would be continuing from here, so there'd be a little bit of a, like, some shadow dip in there. But we have bandages to work with, so let's think about how we want to do the bandages. I could use like ribbons as reference for this. It also depends on how the bandages were done. I wasn't really given like they have to be from this angle sort of thing. So I think what we'll do is we'll do like the standard. So we'll have like one come here, and then there will just be one that covers everything. So what this would look like is there's the one defining one. So this is the one that's going to be like tied to whatever's in the back, maybe. And then we have the rest of it down. It's going to try to be mostly uniform. Kind of like that. And you can get a little bit more creative as time goes. So, okay, that'll be a strong one. I need some diversity in there. And this one will have a little bit. Okay. I think this is how we're gonna do it. And then it will just have to find a middle ground here. So that means this would probably bulge out a little bit because of the bandage pressure. It's okay to have a little bit showing, but we don't want to like show too much. Yeah. Well, this is dangerously close to the areola, so let's move that up some. Yeah. It's got to be safe for work still, so we don't want it to bulge out in the wrong spot. And I think one more would probably be more natural, so do like a little one here. Get the asymmetry going. Okay. Honestly, I think that's fine. And we don't really need to mark those areas, but we'll do it anyway, just so we have a remember me status. So we bulge out here. We bulge out here. And then we do again, like right there. Okay. And then, oh, I want to put that there, but okay. We don't have to stick with P3. We could do Metaphor too, but Metaphor gets crazy, okay? The Metaphor OST, oh my freaking goodness. It's good though. I like it even though it's a little weird. If y'all are trying to hear it, I'll put it on. Don't test me. Okay. And like I said, the freckles is more of a, we do that at the end kind of thing. Okay. Now the eyes being black means that the ring has to become more apparent. So we'll just put that there to remember that. And then we have the chest hair. That's the part I was worried about. So let me pick a different, let's try the marker. How's the flat marker look? That's kind of alright. What is this one like? The marker, I mean, I'm going to draw it anyway, but the flat marker I think helps me remember the texture difference. Kind of hating on the flat marker right now, I'm not going to lie. Okay, we're going to use the normal one. Yeah, it just wasn't hidden, I'm sorry. Okay, so the hair comes out about here. Now, the thing about the hair in general is, like, I'm just gonna have to flow it in my own way, but I get the point is it's meant to be, like, fiery, so it does come up, but most of the actual hair, I think, is gonna be covering it. And then we have some things on this end. What is that? Hydrate? Are you asking me to drink water? What do you want, like some ASMR or something? What's the matter with you? Why do you exist like that? Okay, fine. Fine. I don't know, it's weird behavior right there, but I did it. Believe it or not, I used to draw like fiery stuff all the time. It's just kind of weird to go back to. But okay. I think what might make more sense for me is if I, you know what? I might be stupid. I just realized something. This might not even have been intentional by the other artist. But when you think about the way the hair is like structured here, okay? I'll just give you like a quick. So it's kind of structured like this, right? Like the fire is coming up on the ends here, but then it like dives back so that the neck exists. But now my brain is like, wait, I just need to make a heart. Like genuinely, it's just the heart. So I can make it like a fiery heart, make it cute. I'm gonna do that. It's a good idea. But okay. Let me look at the rest of this outfit real quick so I can see what else I need to really like lock in and pay attention to. Bum, 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 bum. Alright. And then we have more bandage things happening. So here's an interesting thing. There is like hair on the arms. And then we have a little bit of a cape going. So I'm very curious as to what I will do with that. And I think the hair is going to be mostly covering all that. There's a sword in the picture though. So I can probably do something fun with the sword. Okay, let me keep playing around with the body first. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing anyway, is I'm gonna like just draw out the whole like human body and then take and add or adjust things as I go. Yeah, don't be alarmed when I start over. I know that's like weird to people. I think that's normal though. I mean, at least that's kind of how I've always done it. Like, if you're not like super happy with something, like you just start over. It's usually fine. Like, it's not that weird. At least I don't think it is. Yeah, because this position already is like, I feel like very princessy, very dainty. But I'm drawing like a pharaoh character in that position. So there's a very specific balance that I need to hit. There's the arm going like here. It's another thing I want to like quickly practice. This is where the cutoff would be. So the elbow is like a bit on the other side. Then we have our hand. And our thumb would be like here somewhere. Yeah. But if they're going to be laying down, this hand's going to have to move up more. The arm would actually come over this way. Because it still needs to be consistent. And the body squishes here. Perspective challenge. Let's go. Alright. So we have big thigh. And thigh will eventually curve into itself. About there somewhere. And then if you want to keep with the leg idea, Yeah, this comes like all the way over here. And it would be like a beast foot about here. If I chose to keep the foot there anyway. We don't gotta do that. But yeah, so this is more or less like what we'd be looking at. The hair would be flowing kind of around. And then for the tail, what would you want the tail to do? Vibes in chat, yeah. The tail's a fun one, because the thing about tails is like, there's a lot you can do with them, at least in my opinion. You can use tails to cheat as well. I don't know if y'all know this. One thing I could do though is I could have the leg go all the way up, and between the toe I could have the sword like go directly down in between. But I feel like that's a whole lot. And what I mean by cheating with the tail is you literally just bring it around, they cover the leg. I know, it's pretty gamer. It's pretty gamer. Okay. Let's see, what would I like to do? I think I have enough of the idea down so far. I just need to remember these clothing accessories. So let me try to add all of those things first, so I can know what I'm dealing with. Because we have like the pants are like high. The pants would be like here. At least from this perspective. Because they're like belts a little bit. And they're also like baggy pants too. And now that I think about it, I probably wouldn't be seeing most of the leg anyway. How would this look baggy then? That's another thing. The arms I'm not so worried about. And then we have a hat going on. With the hats, it's just kind of like, you know, plug and play, honestly. It just depends on where it's at. And then we have our cape. I'm starting to wonder if a different pose would complement this better. I don't hate the pose, but I feel like a lot of the creative decisions get overshadowed. But okay, the good thing is that I thought the full thought. So I'm gonna look around a little bit more, and we'll play with some more other references I might have. It's usually good to pre-pick a pose, but this is what I mean by like I dig around a lot. I want to find the thing that like really sticks, you know? Because like, here's the thing. This same pose, what if we did the same thing, but we did it in a different way? That's kind of like something I think a lot of people should consider doing. If they don't already, of course. But okay. I'm thinking we do it again, but in a different way. So let's toss that one to the wind, and let's try something else. What if I drew it like this? And we're gonna put on metaphor. We're gonna put on metaphor. Metaphor be hype. That's just how it is. I feel like metaphor music really gets the brain going though. At least the battle music. The rest of it, I don't know. But the OST for the fighting, oh, so freaking good. So we'll do it. If y'all get tired of it, though, let me know. But I enjoy it. Your eyes be about there. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this expression, but let's just stick with it for now. It's a fun one, so we're gonna just leave it there. Okay. Let me see. I do not see what size this would be. Okay, thick thighs, got it. The butt's not super big though, so that's fine. Except for this one. I don't like that one. Sorry. I feel like I just need to play the one I like the most. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna put the extended on it. Y'all good. It's fine. It's good. It's good. I knew this would be way bigger than that. Okay, yeah, I think this gives us more for the character to play with as far as the aesthetic. Okay. So let's get a little serious. And we can start by improving the body. I think I'm gonna cave and do it. Let's see. We're just gonna do like the best of or something. Yeah. Best of everything. No, not that one, not that one. 8 hours, you got Blade Trilogy Study. Best music. Alright, let's just go for it. Whatever. Okay, okay. My apologies for all the silence. I'm just so focused. What? Jump scare? What? Posture? Posture? You think I have good posture right now? It's impossible. I'm locked in. God dang it. Hair at least. Imagine. Imagine asking for a reposture. What kind of psycho are you? Man, that's crazy. Just spinning points for fun now. Mm-hmm. Right. Somebody must be bored. Why do you want to take a break? Do we need to whip up like a new Ruwa trailer here? Ruwa, yeah, of course. It's always a good time. Oh, no Ruwa trailers. Actually, I'm gonna put this in a different color. Makes life a little easier. fine. We can do that. We can take a short break. A very, very short break. To Woo-Wah trailer it up. It's always a good time. What else do they have on the horizon that we're not about to get? Like Lucy. Bro, I did not get Lucy at all. I'm like low-key salty about it, but it's fine. Oh, do y'all know that apparently they're coming out with an anime? You wanna watch the Nothing Burger trailer about it? They don't show anything, but that's like the point, right? Apparently there's an Avatar The Last Airbender show again. Another one. This is Cardathea, okay. Surprised they're not putting Shorekeeper up first, but you know. Considering how well animated Woo-Wah already is as a game, I'm like, what star are they gonna go with? Yeah, there's a new character in there that I haven't met yet. Animated series reveals. Stay tuned. Crazy, right? Ain't that nuts? And they also did do that thing I wasn't expecting. They did actually take a 4-star and make them a 5-star unit, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Arena SP leaked. I don't even know what that means, but it was leaked, so it must be important. But yeah, for those of y'all that don't know, the new character that's like was a 4-star, her 5-star look is insane. Alright, this is the last one that we're getting back on the grind here. You see? Feels like a whole new area already. I just started part 3. Yeah, there's our 4-star that became lit. I'm very curious. You know? Thunder Rover? Well, I guess it would be Lightning Rover. That's interesting. Electro. Yeah, they made her 5-star. That's her in the middle with the blue. Like, yeah, she's built different these days. Yang Yang, I mean, look at her. She's not even the same human no more. Assuming she was. She's a whole built different now. I know, I know. Absolutely crazy how that goes. But okay. I know I said it 3 times already. This is the actual last one. Now we're gonna go back to the draw. I just kind of wanted to get a feel for the clothes real quick. which is why I switched the color of the pen.
It was the dying of spring. Overthrax reawakened. Jinzhou drove it back, but at great cost. I should have stayed, but the streams beckoned, leading me across strange lands.
It's times like this where I'm like, are they just gonna delete the 4-star version?
When I followed the wind into the heart of the storm, time and again, I found myself harboring an unworthy thought. Something close to an
Because I'm pretty sure she's like the oldest character
someone,
in our game.
someone important, someone I could never forget. Our paths were meant to cross here.
And whatever's going on, it's not looking good. I still love that the trailers switch rovers, like, suddenly. That's still, like, one of the coolest things about them to me. Yeah, you get her at the beginning of the game, that's the thing. This would be like, for Genshin people, this would be like if Outrider Amber got a 5-star elevation, like, randomly. You still gotta pull for her now. Fire lit Amber, whatever she would be called. You still have to pull for her.
What exactly is my path?
But you know, for those like original Yang Yang simps, like
Listen to my heart.
this is their calling, you know?
If you search within, maybe you'll find your answer too. My path, my wish, my aspiration. I thought I'd found my place.
Or her
Is it my
flames.
wish to preserve these moments forever? Didn't I aspire to become the wind that could carry me?
I'm all for like 1.0 characters getting like respect though.
Fail to accomplish anything.
But I wonder is can you pair her with herself on the same team? Like can you get dumb? Magical Girl transformation. Alright. She got that Byakuya going.
Then, if I must sacrifice everything, even if this is my ending, I will follow my path to its very end.
I already know this part of the story is going to be super lit.
An unchanging conclusion. Votary of the voice, go forth towards your true beginning.
So, stuff like this, I have to wonder. I have to wonder. I mean, she got like 10, 20 more days on her, so you wonder, you better figure that out. But I gotta wonder, like, how long ago was that planned? Because there's no way they planned that at launch, right? Like, I don't, like, even I don't believe that that may have been planned at launch. Even I. Because, like, at least in the One Piece community, right? Like, I swear it's talked about all the time how Oda will, like, be cooking up something that he's planned, like, 20 years ago. And you're like, Jesus Christ, this man's a monster. But, like, some people don't believe it. And I'm like, no, I believe a lot of what he does. But that one, no, somebody had to sit down in the room for that. I'm just curious how the pitch was. Like, how did that go? How did the conversation go? Boss, listen, what if I told you we don't gotta make a new character? He's like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? That's what we do. gotcha. We have to make it a character. He's like, no, our artists are tired, but the rent still needs to be paid. So hear me out. And then he just pitched it. He's like, we have mad interesting lore for this character already. She's just a 4-star. We got to make her lit. And then she got like put in the in the director's room, and all the artists looked at her and was like, okay, so what we got to do is we got to take this character and make her more lit. How do we do it? And then they all started cooking. You know, instead of all of them working on a different design, they all came together to just clean up one real quick, and they put it back out. That's how you do it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It ain't Angry Birds. No way. Way, partner. Way. That's all I got to say. Okay, so the bandages would be like here, 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 here. Then I'd do another one probably like right there. Yeah, the bandage on the body is not like super, you know, doesn't have to be super apparent. It's the booba ones that cost effort. This is coming down a lot, but I can kind of lean into that. That's right. I forgot to put music back on. My bad, though. Like, my actual bad. Okay, here we go. I feel like this is not, like, the hypest songs in the game. Like, I understand why these may have been picked, but there's actually more hype that could be had here. So, I'm just gonna whip out the other hype. It's all good. We'll skip the generic one. You know what? We're gonna go straight to Uncontrollable because it's that good. It's just how it has to be. We're so gonna get back on Xenoblade X at some point. Y'all have no idea. I want to finish 3 first, but the reason I don't like spend a ton of time playing X right now is because like I know already that I'm gonna spend like my entire life playing that game. Like That's just kind of how it is. It's my favorite game. The likelihood of there being another favorite game in my existence, I feel like, is quite low. That's just what I'm feeling like. So I'd actually be impressed if anything could pull my attention from X, but like heavy doubts, fam. Heavy doubts. We want to leave. Let me see. Oh, okay. Okay. Nope. Yeah, this part's gonna be bulging out a little bit. And yeah, we're just gonna do the underboob bulging out some too. And then where else? I think we actually need to clean this one up. So let's not do that there. I'll put it somewhere else. Technically we have 3 already, but we can do like a squish on the back, maybe? And then we technically could do right here also. But we don't want too much. I think 4 is, yeah, that's enough. Now we can figure out where we want the sword to go. I'm thinking between the legs, but we'll find out. I still gotta figure out the hat. If it even is a hat. Like I said, it's got that JoJo energy. Might not even be a hat, fam. You can never know. Actually, while we're here, could draw the cape, but then we gotta have the... Thinking the cape would have to be more stylized to fit. Okay, so let's do this real quick. And then we can do like that, yeah. Oh, this one's a gem. I like this one. Xenoblade has some fire music in it. Bro, I have to bring this up because it just hit me. I've been watching The Boys recently. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I watch more today. It's so insane. Like, what even is that show for real? Like, y'all thought Dispatch was crazy? Don't get me wrong, it was. But like, oh my god. Yeah, this you got one of those. This is one of those like One Piece jackets. You can already tell. Or like it's not even really on the character, but it would go this way at the very least. And since we got like a sitting thing, it's probably blowing in the wind, so that's fine. Yeah, and maybe, you know, just to show it's like cloth. A little bit of wrinkle here and there. We'll just do circles for the chains right now, just so I know, like, where it's at. But I'll fix that later. Realistically, the chain shouldn't be doing much blowing, but anime power. We can stick it behind that. Then we gotta figure out the tail. And the pants are puffy. And we have more bandages up here. But yeah, these are on the arms, so it's literally infinitely easier. And then we have like a little handpiece thing. Which is tied between the thumb. So it doesn't show in the thumb. Okay. I'm thinking the swords should like actually go in between the leg. It's not super clear what kind of sword it is though, so that's another tricky part. But I'll assume it's like a katana, right? Maybe just a very thick katana. Well, no, it's kind of flattened out. Oh, okay. We'll figure it out. I was vibing with that one. I should have left that one. So realistically, the sword will be like embedded into the dirt. Since the legs are going to be there, we're not going to see it anyway. A stretch, another posturing. Fine. Okay. There. Crazy. Yeah, it's how thick the blade is that makes me think it's not a katana. That's really the thing. But again, we're gonna take some creative liberties here and at least make the handle like not the same size. Even though it's a very simple like handle. Y'all clipping me again? I don't even listen. I just talk, okay? I don't even realize half of the stuff I'm saying could be taken out of context. Y'all are kidding. That's actually insane. Okay. I personally feel better that the blade is a little thicker. And it's like a very straight blade. Like, mine is curved because the straight blade is gonna look boring, but like I said, very small creative liberties. There are some people that commission you though that will fight you on that. Like if it's your OC, like I understand, right? Like you have their outfit decked out, you have everything about them that you like already done. You know what? Completely fair. You have a vision already, but like if you don't know what they're wearing, I'm like, okay, it's come on. Like yeah, like the people that be like, yeah, just draw my character with a katana, and then they get mad that you drew like a specific one. Like I just thought it would look cooler. Like you should do it like the one that Ichigo has. It's like, well, you didn't ask for that, did you? Alright. Yeah, it's just a very neat blade. Like even the like part at the bottom is very like straight. Neat to basic, same thing. Alright. And I should probably work on some of the hair now, since there's still a lot missing. And I just realized that like realistically the jacket's gonna cover most of the hair anyway, so there's kind of no point in not putting it out. But we'll just draw the framework for it. Man, imagine drawing on the wrong layer. Crazy. Anyway. Especially if we're gonna go with the whole like wind thing, it's honestly fun. Yeah, then we'll do like a little divide here. Not right there though, that didn't look great. And we can do some exaggeration in this one. Yeah. No, because then it'll look like the hair is blowing in two different directions. Never mind. Terrible idea. But I can leave that one there. I can actually draw some more here. Yeah, okay, we can do that. And then the tail is an interesting one. Depends on how floofy this tail is, but technically we can have it so that the tail wraps around the body. But the tail is likely to go in the other direction, so. Mamba. I didn't even realize that was the name. I don't know how it's spelled out in Japanese. Mamba. Wouldn't it be like Mamba? Just getting that noise at the end. Mamba. I think it would be like Mamba. Man, imagine being rusty. It's real. It's real. It's like when I see it, I can read it perfectly, but yeah, out of practice, it's crazy. Yeah, it'd be like Mamba, right? Mamba. I think that's the closest I could get. I'm probably wrong, but so between the belt, the tail would probably have to sneak out. Let's go ahead and experiment with that though. Because the tail would be coming out about here. How big does this thing get? It gets pretty big. Okay. And that would probably be covering the jacket, if we're being completely honest, so. Depends on how strong the current here is. It's also on fire. No, let me pull it back some. It does regain control at some point. It was the fire part throwing me off, but it's still tail shaped. It's just flaming at some point. So then we'd have the break about here. And then we want to have a fire part with this. I can be more stylized though. Crazy. Still on the wrong layer. Anyway, yeah, it do be like that. Yeah, so the hair would be covered by that, which is then covered by this, which is then covered by that. That whole other side is like a whole special situation. Anyway, we need to figure out what do we need left. Let me check the outfit again. I just want to make sure I don't forget. I do try to I genuinely try to use layers, guys. Like, I'm just so not used to it still. Like, even after this many years, everybody's like, "Oh, you'll get used to it." No, no. Yeah, okay. So baggy pants, but I haven't drawn the legs yet, so we're gonna leave that alone. Okay, so we want to do the arms. I'm gonna put this sign here because I'm thinking having the hand come like from this way, right? It'll be a little bit of a flex because it's like the sexy pinup pose. Alright, I don't know why I'm trying to make that look better. It's just never gonna look good there. But anyway, I'll put the L shape there for that. We got hairy legs that needs to come in. So that's gonna be like clean leg, and then it's going to get hairy down here. Another L, look at that. What else? What else? And the bandages on the arms, whatever. Oh, those are like shorts. So they would realistically end about here. You think? They look like shorts. Maybe more generous. We'll give them more generous then. Okay, we'll say shorts anyway. And then we have our hat. Or whatever that is. These JoJo looking things. I swear to y'all. Like, Jotaro ruined the whole hat game for everybody. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna say hat anyway, but I'm gonna, like... an attempt was made. Because I'm thinking it would be, like here, right? It would be like there. And then... it's got this, like, weird arc to it. It'd be something like this. But the practicality of it is my problem. Like, where's the band? But it's okay. As long as I know where the head's going. I think there's all the outfit stuff I need to pay attention to. Oh. They also have like the little wheat in their mouth, but I don't know if that's part of the fit. I don't think the plant being in their mouth is part of the fit. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. If it is, my bad. I just don't think it is. At least right now. Alright. Let me see what we're working with. Alright, let's see. Okay, so I think we will stop there, gamers. We will come back, obviously, and then once we do that, well, it depends. It depends on how badly y'all want to see me finish the drawing on stream, if I'm being completely honest. But otherwise, we'll be back next week. Appreciate y'all for coming. Have a good one. Bye.
been a good day.